All right, everybody, welcome to the Nerve Opinion Podcast. Today is Monday, October 5th.
Hey, how was your weekend? I keep
Um, well, my name is Hannah, and my weekend was fantastic. How was your weekend, Gabrielle?
Great, great. What did you do?
So we really tried to get our apartment in order this weekend because, like I said, we just moved to Staten Island not too long ago. So we got lucky, and the store lucky was throwing away a couch. So we got really lucky, and we got a couch. I'm sitting on it right now. So yeah,
Nice.
very excited. But it's nice. We made friends with these people that run a pizza place around here,
hmm
and kind of just hung out with them all weekend. Went to the park, had a picnic, had some pizza. Yeah. So it was a good weekend. Very I mean, not completely stress free, but it was a good weekend. How was your weekend?
It's never stress free with a 3-year-old, so it was good. I had got a cauliflower pizza from Aldi's, and I baked that in the oven, but it just
It's
wasn't.
probably completely
It
equivalent
just
to New
was
York style.
not Donato's. Or the New York pizza that you probably had. So, but we
Yeah.
played in a pool tournament this weekend, our 9 ball tournament. So we didn't win,
Oh,
but we had friends that won, and they'll get to go to Vegas next year, and it's exciting. So it's always fun, though. It's always
he
fun.
sounds excited.
I am
Like,
excited for them. Obviously, I want to go to
right,
Vegas and win my way there, but
right.
like it was a long weekend of pool and trying to manage all that, but it was fun. Spend time with
Yeah.
our team and get it done. I know you don't get to play anymore, so I hate to rub it in your face.
Yeah. Right. Rub it in my face. Yeah. I don't. Yeah. Pool
I
halls
played
here.
pool all weekend.
Yeah. Right.
Well,
We're side here, so.
I don't know what you said.
Okay. They're just now allowing people to eat inside restaurants, but
Your pool
at
halls aren't open yet still.
nope, no pool halls still. Bowling alleys, because you can shove your fingers in other people's holes and like other people's balls. It does not sound good no
Awful.
matter other people's balls. Ball, ball.
You can put your fingers in balls, but you can't put your hands on balls. Is that what you're saying?
Right. Like
Multiple balls, only one ball.
multiple balls. Everyone's sharing one ball.
Well,
Yeah.
so today is National Get Funky Day and Be Kind Day. So we kind of wanted to like touch base on both of those because the word funky is just fun in general, and when you say it, you can't help but smile or like feel like immediately like I'm funky.
Right. Yeah.
So looking up what National Get Funky Day means, it is kind of like a day to turn up your energy, improve your mood, share your smile, laugh as much as you can. Hopefully, this shit show makes you laugh a little bit today.
Right.
Turn up music, spice up your day, and just see like when you're trying to exert your energy and trying to be happy, how much that like flows off of you and infects other people to kind of join in with that same energy. So,
It's be kind and be funky. They're very similar
right,
when you think about it, for sure.
right. So that'd be fine to start off before we start talking about being kind and all that stuff with a little dance break.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
Cue music. So
Uh,
we challenge you to do
whew,
that at
so
least
good.
by yourself in the shower today or in your car or before you have dinner. Like turn on some funky music, dance with your family, or
We want to
um,
see everybody be a little funky.
yeah, absolutely. Share the funk.
Let's share
uh,
the funk.
the word funky always reminds me of like whenever the cha-cha slide song comes on at like a wedding or homecoming. Like it takes me straight back to prom. Like get funky funky. I like immediately want to start clapping my hands. Like there's
Me,
no reason.
you want to immediately slide to the left.
Yep. And then maybe to the right.
Hot this time.
um, but the big thing is like today, with it being Be Kind Day, it's really important to not only kind of obviously be kind to other people, but also be kind to yourself. So kindness is defined as quality of being friendly, generous, and considerate. But I think that that definition is very limited, and that's kind of something what we want to talk about today. So, um, Hannah, what does kindness mean to you?
I think it really comes in so many different shapes and sizes. I think about just different things that can happen throughout the day that have either made my day better or worse. And sometimes it's like a look someone gives me, and I am like pissed off for the rest of the day because I'm like, why did they look at me that way? Like, it's just funny. And maybe they just have resting bitch face, and I just caught them at the wrong time. I don't know, but it's I don't you don't want forced you know, interactions that are unpleasant or fake, but it's just so nice to just smile at the person walking by you. Like that to me, that's kind. It does
Right,
not
but
happen
that is
often.
hard to do now because we're
It is,
covering our faces.
right?
It's like
Like this is like
I am smiling under here. Like, I feel like I'd be like,
yeah,
hi.
right. I have to I'm like walking in New York and I'm like, hi, how you doing? And people are just like, what do you want? Like I don't have any money. Like immediately. Um, so
I'm from the
I think like
Midwest.
right. Oh, it was when I first moved here. It was the worst. I was like, nobody's kind here. And then like you're here. I'm here longer now, and I'm
Right,
like, I just realized really people are very kind because they're just minding their own business, keeping their heads. Like, it's like you keep your head down. You keep doing what you're doing.
right.
Like
Like
you
from
won't
point
ruin
A to
anybody's day. No one will ruin yours. Right from point A to point B. Right. Like, and it's just like, you know. Um, so then I just think like there's so many different things you can do to be kind.
right.
Like it just really, I feel like
Really just saying thank
it's
you.
something that you have to learn sometimes because it's like, oh, someone drops something and drops a bunch of papers, and you're like, oh man, that really sucks. I hope someone helps them, and you keep walking. Like no,
So
like
that's like yesterday
but
at
but
the
keep stay 6 feet apart.
right. Well, that's what happened to me yesterday at Walmart. Like I was like, I'm like, oh, I want a salad for dinner. Like after the pool tournament, I'm like, I want a salad, and then oh, I'm gonna grab this and formula, and I was like, oh, we need toothpaste, and I should have just grabbed a cart or a like, basket at least, and I didn't. So I'm like trying to carry all this stuff, and like I dropped one bang straight to the floor, and there's a young couple coming, and like we make eye contact, but it was kind of like you're on your own, bitch, because I'm not allowed to get that close to you. I can't pick it up and hand it to you. Is like the look that
Yeah,
they gave me. Like I could tell she like really want. She's like, oh, if we were allowed to be closer, I would hand it to you. But
of
instead,
course.
I'm awkwardly squatting down to the ground trying to pick it up, and to the point where I like finally got it in my hand. I took 2 steps and dropped it again, and I was like, well, that's where it's staying.
Right.
I was like, where did you go?
Oh, Cassius was knocking on the door. Yes, Papa could not distract her long enough, so I got her.
Hi, Cassius.
Yeah, you can put the headbands on. Oh no. Sorry. My whole life just came into the door right now. So,
That's all right.
no, sorry about that. I apologize. Yeah, I just like I was kind of thinking back to like we kind of talked about it earlier when I first moved to New York, and you're gonna have to go. No, I'm gonna do this.
Moo.
You need to be quiet, please. Either go back out there with Papa or be quiet. Okay. All right. All right. So I was just we were talking about it earlier. I really think about when I first moved here, and when you move from the Midwest to New York City, it's like, oh, guess how much money you don't have anymore, you know? And
Yeah.
So I was bartending, and we had I was at bartending at a pretty nice sports bar in Greenwich Village, and we had these guys that were security guards for like bodyguards for actors and actresses and singers and for famous people. Uh, and I got to know them, and they were really nice. And one night I took care of them. Their tab was huge, and they're like, "What is your how much is your rent?" And I was like, $1,700. And they're like, "Oh wow, that's a lot." And then he like sat there and wrote on the tip line like $1,700. And I was like, I mean,
immediately crying.
right? Like I was so flustered. I didn't cry because sometimes my emotions, they don't happen.
They don't work.
They don't work. My emotions sometimes. So it was definitely like I went home, and I was like, oh my god! But I had to wait like 2 weeks to get it because the restaurant I worked at isn't like, oh, they took you this money. Here you go. Like,
Yeah.
we got that in the safe, Like,
Yeah, actually, I remember when you got that because you took a picture of it and sent it to me. And I had just worked a 12-hour shift at Max and Irma's at the time and made $36 that day.
So here's our example.
I was like, Hannah's in New York making thousands.
Right.
I didn't even
move there too.
I didn't even make 100. But
it was just. You don't have to have money to be kind.
Right,
it's
right,
not
exactly.
the example there.
No.
It's that they saw that like I was struggling. You'd get to know some of your regulars, and they can tell. They can just because
right. They can tell if you're
starts to care about it. Like, oh, her personality's a little bit different the last couple times, and
right.
So that was I thought very kind, and like but like here's a small example is today we were looking through some boxes, and there was this old man that used to come into a different bar that I worked at. And he was like, we always were like, oh, like Edward's a little weird, like he's just so nice, and it makes you like almost uncomfortable,
Yeah.
And he would come in and would like write letters to us bartenders and leave them and everything. Like when the bar closed, like he wrote all of the bartenders a letter, and we were just like, thank you, like but then today I open a box and I find one of his letters, and like beautiful, right? And it says Hannah, knowing you has been a real joy, but in quotes, so I don't know if it's like maybe he was not being kind. It's like wishing you all the best, Edward. And I was like,
It
I'm
makes
opening
me,
this. Immediately, like, feel like, oh my God, that it's just like so sweet. And also feel slightly like a jerk for always thinking he was weird.
yeah.
Like, okay, now I need to be more kind. I need to try harder.
Right, right. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's tough sometimes because especially right now, everybody's going through different things. Um, it's easy to let your anxiety or what you have going on kind of, it's easier to be reactive over something so small and simple, like because somebody messed up your food order or because somebody cut you off in the hospital line or in the hospital line on,
Nowadays,
on the, I meant like on the freeway. I was trying to say like because you know about 3 weeks ago I hurt my back again and we had to go to the hospital because I couldn't lift my head up off my pillow and Meddy's trying to get me there and stuff, and his driving makes me anxious anyways, but like it made me think about when like, well, when have I gotten mad or pissed off at something? I don't know what that person is trying to get to or speed to,
right,
or like they could be in a situation like we're in right now where like I'm hurt and we've got to get to the hospital so I can like pick up our daughter. You know what I mean?
right.
So it's a nice reminder sometimes just like stay humble and be aware of how your energy can affect other people. And like you said, like somebody gives you a pissy look and you're like, you think about it all day long, all day
Right.
long. And I know you're like me, like we've been in the service industry for so long, like that one customer who like hurt your feelings. And
Right.
I can still list every single time my feelings were hurt because of just somebody's reaction to
Right.
a small mistake or something along those lines. So
Absolutely. I still remember the kid that made fun of my hair for cutting it short in second grade. Now, I've not cut my hair short since second grade. And it's like, like Snoop Dogg grades. Yeah. It's like, okay.
yeah. Well, I mean, for me, like my friend Shannon, she has been coming over every Wednesday and doing like a mini art class with Celeste, but also like it's helped me a lot because it's just given me like somebody to talk to who is another adult and like breaking up my day. And also like as a parent, you can only teach and show your kids so much without there being like that mini like argument. And Celeste is getting to that age right now where like we're starting to rub heads a little bit because she's becoming her own person and I am just as like bleh. So sometimes we butt heads. So it's
No.
nice when somebody comes in and they can be creative and help her like pull that out of her, as opposed like when it's your own parent, sometimes you're like, no, you're not cool.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's also hard to be kind to someone who you felt like has been really unkind to you.
Yeah.
But sometimes, like, all it takes is a
You take,
conversation.
yeah.
It's you being kind and just realizing, like, there's so much more to everything than just the small little interactions you have with people every day.
Right, right. Like, and that's the other thing.
And,
It's like you never know what is going on with somebody too. Like as much as we preach
right,
about like being nice to people, when somebody is acting outside of themselves, or you do run across somebody who reacts in a way that you're like, well, what a bitch, what a brat. Like you don't know what is going on in their life and why they may be behaving that way. So like we definitely like and empathy is a whole nother like conversation segment, but we've
Right.
got to start being more empathetic. I hate the word compassionate, to be honest with you, because it means to pity.
Right.
And that's not what you want to do. You want to be empathetic and try to relate and try to understand, like, okay, this person's been through this, and like this year, like we lost our dad, we lost our grandmother. I went through my pregnancy. You had a lot of stuff going on too, and it's like sometimes things just get to be too much, and you like lose yourself, and not only realizing that for like other people and what they're going through, but also like it's really important to be kind to yourself. Because if you're not kind to yourself, then you're not going to be capable of being kind to anyone else. And that's something that like I've definitely been struggling with. Like it's really like
Being kind to
easy
yourself.
for being kind to myself. Like it's really easy to like look in the mirror and be like, oh, what the fuck is this? Like, it's I have two separate stomachs. But you know what? Like,
Oh, are you kidding?
my
Like,
body, and it made two kids.
well,
and
wait till you're gonna lose it, and then you're gonna have like a little saggy ball sack hanging from your stomach, like I do. You want to see my ball sack?
Yes.
No, it's too much. It's too much. I have to like. You might actually see my balls. Tomorrow, check out our Twitter account for pictures of Hannah's ball sack.
But it's so gross, and nobody talks about how gross.
Love your two tummies.
You love my two tummies. Well, I am starting to love my two tummies too. You know what? Because I have to remind myself.
Tell me that you love my.
I do love your ball sack.
Oh, not right now. Oh, by the way, yeah, I've been having this whole conversation with my 3-year-old.
It's fine. It's fine. We're talking about your purse.
Well, she doesn't know.
But anyways, no, it's
Mother
like,
of the Year award.
Anyways, like I haven't been very kind to myself, so it's affected everything that I've been doing. Like even like my patience and my like I would still cry every day. Because
So
I'm just
I
like
want to make sure you just haven't been kind to yourself like your whole life because like you have zero patience.
I do have zero, but it's like amplified.
Oh yeah, no, it's
like
gotten worse. Yeah, I get it.
Well, because like after the baby, there was a lot of like depression and anxiety, and my back went out, and still dealing with the grief. And it's easy to like keep like concentrating on those things and to not see the positive stuff, And I'm just like starting this with you is like one thing that like I need right now. Even like we said before, like even if it is just us watching these videos, like I need this right now because I need to have a purpose. And I feel like getting on here and talking and bringing light to like real shit what people are going through. I'm not going to hide it. I'm depressed. I have anxiety. I don't feel good about my body. But I'm trying to get back at that. So by like, this is how I'm going to hold myself accountable. Like now I have something to concentrate and to remind myself, like my body is not, my depression, my anxiety is not going to define me. And
who you are, no.
I need to start like
it's not talked about enough.
Being kind and thinking kind thoughts about myself. So like that is what gets projected to people and not this pity party that I have been throwing for myself.
Well, I'm glad that you invited me to your pity party.
we have another dance break? This time your ball sack is invited.
Oh, it was. Oh. She's okay.
It looks crazier because her hair is just like.
Oh yeah, I know.
Was that fun? Did you like the dance break, Cashin? Yeah.
Also, Les.
Yeah.
Say hi.
Been back there for like a half an hour,
Yeah.
just waiting to.
I'm cold.
Yeah, I just really think that it takes it. Sometimes you have to step outside of your comfort zone to be kind to somebody, and it's a really good thing. It's also so rewarding to be kind to somebody else because it makes you feel so good.
Right.
And one person that has just been so great has been your friend's mom, Gina's mom, who
Eli.
like who sent who sent like recorded a recording of Grandma's voice when I had Cassius and a little bunny, that a stuffed animal that now like Cassius has forever.
Right.
It's just so great.
Yeah. She actually took the yarn from my baby shower and had something knitted for Luna through a lady at her church, and they were praying and stuff for her when I delivered 6 weeks early, and it's just like they're really simple things, but like they mean. I'm gonna start crying.
I have my emotions don't work.
Well, you've never been a crier, and I'm like, I like literally I cry at commercials.
Right, of course, Hallmark commercials, Gabrielle, yeah. But yeah, it's people like that, like just, and she does it out of like the goodness of her heart.
Yeah, and it's beautiful, and it's very, very important to just try once a day, even if it literally is just telling the woman who is like a little, like maybe looks a little self-conscious that like, hey, I really like those shoes. Hey, that shirt's awesome. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Like, look at the grocery.
Don't be fucking creepy about it. Don't be like, nice pants. But like,
yeah, no, yeah, right. Like, guys, pick a different topic.
But just like that small compliment can really go a long way. So,
yeah, it's just like tell the grocery worker that you appreciate them for like doing their job, because if not, you're going to self-checkout and bagging all those groceries up, and that's not fun. You buy like the tampons or the condoms or whatever, like that's self-checkout, but like, you know.
Right. If I've got like, if I have to fill all the bags like around the turn or whatever, I don't know, is there 4 slots? If it's going to fill up more than that, I have to go through the line because like I'm like, where do I put the extra bags? And then it's beeping at you.
Got to put the item back in the bag. You're like, I put it in the bag like 5 times. I'm sorry that it's just a napkin.
I'm sorry, I'm buying a card. Because there's never way enough. I pushed my arm down on it. Today, we stopped and got food, Celeste, and I was like trying to like check out at the self-checkout, and it kept telling me put items back, and I was like, I haven't even scanned this one. And then I realized Celeste was leaning against it. I was like, you can't touch it!
And then Celeste is like,
like a crazy person! Get off of it! You're gonna put back that Kit Kat.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I know, I'm just kidding.
But not really because I want some, so.
But we shared it. But yeah, so moral story, try to be funky today. Try to be kind today. Like, do something nice for yourself today in a kind way, whether it is, painting your toenails or, which I don't ever do.
Taking
or
a bath instead of a
just
shower.
yeah, take a bath instead of a shower. Like, put on some bright clothes and make it a point to tell yourself something nice and make sure that you tell several other people today something nice. And
Right.
just see how much we can spread that message and that love and that kindness. So, do you have anything else that you want to add?
No, I mean, mainly, like, I just want to let you know that I love you, and I'm very glad that we're doing this together.
Oh,
And
don't make me cry. I love you too.
this is very important that we're doing something positive for ourselves to,
Hopefully do something positive for others.
Yeah, and we're always here. If anyone needs to reach out to us for anything ever, like,
Absolutely.
anytime,
100%.
any day, whatever. So, all right.
I love you.
Well, I love you, and check out our social media pages.
Yeah.
And just remember, always a matter of opinion.
Is that
Thursday, October 8th, we will be talking about depression, and it is National Depression Screening Day. So we will dive in a little bit more with that subject. So we love you guys, and Hannah, you can close us out.
Oh, yeah. Just remember, guys, it's always a matter of opinion.
Bye, love you.
Bye, love you.
Bye.
Very